Hi, on behalf of Great Learning, I welcome you all. In today's video, we are going to discuss an evolving role of a manager in the industry post COVID. 2021 has been a great reset year. With the discovery of the COVID 19 vaccine, economies are looking forward to a healthy restart. To do away with the difficulties or the contraction caused during the pandemic and the disruptions with the supply chain, governments all over the world were giving fiscal stimulus. GDP debt to ratios were rising, and your world over central banks were supporting the fiscal stimulus given by the governments. So we did see banks following loose money policies and letting economy set in the growth swing. But while there were very many disruptions during the pandemic, we did see disruptions of global supply chains. We did see many people losing jobs. Talking of India specifically, we saw that among the G20 G7 nations, India had the highest unemployment rate, going about at a peak of 23.4%. But as we neared the year 2021 and we started loosening out the lockdowns, the unemployment rate started to drop again. So we do look at a promising 2021 with the discovery of the vaccine. But during the hard pandemic days, it was the digital inoculation that worked for people to carry on certain activities. So education was totally disrupted. Students were out of school and colleges, and we did see a rise in the edutech sector. Then where you couldn't actually go out to buy your daily needs stuff, it was the e-commerce sector that served you. A lot of banking and financial services which were already going online in the pre-pandemic days after the 2008 crisis and then the demonetization. But it was during the pandemic that we did see a great increase in financial services or online payment systems. And it was of course the telemedicine, that e-medicine that actually served a lot of medical needs of patients who were non-COVID patients, and of course people who could be quarantined at home but needed some kind of medical support was supported through the online or ICT sector. Then when social distancing was being followed to ensure that the coronavirus does not spread, we did see a rise in online gaming and entertainment. Lot of companies combated their work disruption by allowing employees to work from home and rather encouraging work from home. Nestle has been a case in point that actually it's operating in over, I think, 185 countries and having factories in over 80 countries around the world. So they did set up global processes, country specific processes to enable smooth working of the employees from home. Brands like LVMH also really supported that, how on work, staying apart and then working in a coherent manner to ensure that your production pipelines are not disrupted can be held. Companies carried out certain digital initiatives, certain health initiatives, online initiatives to keep employees engaged and motivated to work, so that the stress or anxiety caused during the pandemic is not overarching over the employees, and employees remain motivated and engaged to work. So it was the digital sector that advanced the most during the pandemic. And as we go forward, the trend could be that SARS, with SARS breaking up, we did see that e-commerce really grew, and Taobao and all such companies were actually post SARS, they really grew. Now with COVID-19, when social distancing is a norm, even if we find vaccine, but certain things are going to stay with us. Probably companies are going to be more comfortable with allowing employees to work from home. The problems of moral hazards may come down for select sectors and select companies, and work norms may completely change. And what we've observed that over the years, when digital trajectory is advancing, not only your work norms are changing, which actually drastically changed during the pandemic with your work from home initiatives, but the skill sets that are required for the workforce have changed a lot from the traditional skill sets. Now, with the breakout of any industrial revolution, or with breakout of any innovation, rather very disruptive innovations, it is always that you will have new work norms, you will need new skill sets. But advancement of ICT, or advancement of information communication technology, has been one such thing that has seen the middle income jobs going away. And on the spectrum, you have two types of jobs: either it is less skilled, probably in construction or catering, or lower skilled job, or highly skilled job, where you have extremely skilled STEM professionals, and people who can actually deal more with technology. So, with the advancement of technology, there are a lot of concerns, and scholars have been talking about that income inequalities could advance, and there could be scenarios of either people earning super salaries, or people just earning very meager salaries. So there are fears around inequality to grow with the advancement of digital trajectory. And one thing that the pandemic has really done is that it has advanced the digital trajectory many folds. So, as technology advances, it is very, very essential for governments, for academic institutions, to ensure that the future workforce is actually ready for the new jobs that that will come up with the technological advancement. So there are no two ways about it, that technological advancements has displayed many jobs, but there still exist jobs. Rather, there will be I'm sorry, there will be new jobs that will be created with technology advancements. So there would be new sectors. So in a previous era, when you had your traditional facilities of marketing, now you may need different types of skills. Instead of marketing, we are now talking about more digital marketing. So when advertising was more traditional, we are talking about getting people identified through our online channels or through our online networks, and understanding what is the need of the consumer, and if the consumer is going to be interested in our product, and then pitching your product to that particular customer. So advertising has taken a completely new role here, wherein advertising revenues being spent on digital platforms are inherently more efficient. And even if we talk about traditional business practices, such as manufacturing, with more advancement of technology, we will see that the turnaround time for manufacturing and product management would is going to come down. So with the pandemic, we did see global supply chains breaking up and becoming more local. So going forward, with technological advancements, we are going to see more of 3D printing. We are going to see reduction in the product management. Then as businesses become more move from your brick and mortar model to online model, which we did see, many businesses have shown resilience to adapt to technology and go online and continue to serve their business, their customers. So when businesses are going digital, they are actually more cash light businesses. And when we talk about financial assistance, so the technology has actually raised possibilities where you can go in for micro financing and fund your venture or fund your initiatives. Customer services have changed or evolved, with the advancement of digital trajectory. Customers demand more, customers want to be served in a more responsive way. And as managers, we need to ensure that customer loyalty is really maintained. So as we go forward in industry 4, as we called, which is highlighted by your 3D printing, your blockchain, internet of things, your artificial intelligence, and which is data driven. So as we move towards the information economy, which is going to be more data driven, we really need to rethink that how is it that we can enhance our bottom lines. So, as managers, do you think that replacing your standard routine jobs and automating all your processes would lead to better bottom lines or better P&Ls for your businesses? Well, if we are a tech firm, maybe automation or using more advanced technology is a prerequisite. But if we are coming from a more traditional setup, then probably we'll have to rethink a bit. We will have to be very cognizant of the fact where to use technology, and where to actually go with more traditional setups. So there have been studies that have demonstrated that while technology usage will definitely improve the productivity levels, but productivity of the workforce will be enhanced more if we are still following our traditional set of management practices. So, while we do see that technological advancements are going to replace your routine cognitive jobs, and we will be needing more skilled jobs or other new skill sets in industry 4. However, when you talk about a senior manager, what we need to understand is that senior manager management needs to ensure that while there is good tech integration in their businesses, but the traditional management practices are not really lost in upgrading the tech side of your business. So, just thinking aloud that what would make a good manager or what would be good management practices in the digital age. So, as we've said, that of course we will have to keep pace with the technology, but we cannot just over rely on the technology. We will have to hold on to certain traditional rules of businesses as well. So, as it goes, that management will continue to remain both science and art. So, with more data driven and with being more technology at place. So, when we look at management practices, they need to be as objective as scientists would make their science projects to be. But when we are talking about growing our business or scaling our businesses, it is how persuasive one can be and how creative or innovative can be, where we talk about the art side of it coming in. So the rhetoric of Aristotle will continue to stay with us, despite being very data driven or very automated kind of industry. We will have to continue with understanding people, having better empathy, understanding or building people relationships. We will have to have the ethos and build credibility, build authenticity of our own business practices. We should ensure that our the way we are actually leading our business practices are coherent with the logics. And then of course, having your human resource, one will have to be very empathetic to ensure that the best of the talent remains with the company, and your companies and businesses are on a growth trajectory. So, when we talk about very specific skill set that as managers we will need to power ahead, I think the three key points that we should focus on is that with the advent of the fourth industrial revolution and with the improvement of the digital trajectory, the processes are going to be very data driven. So when we talk about objectivity, the decisions have to be based on the data that is being collected. What industry 4 would require is not somebody who is very generalist or has a certain kind of knowledge of each domain, but being very proficient of their own specific domain. So learn one skill but be very proficient about it. And of course, being people effective, knowing how to attract best talent and then arresting your attrition rates. So that is what future managers would be required. So going forward, we would to ensure that managers are able to carry out their tasks very efficiently, they would have to be very tech savvy and be very flexible and adaptable to change, and specifically change that is coming through technology and new ways of working. With COVID, we had the new normal of working apart and following social distancing norms and working in your own silos and then probably connecting the blocks and getting your products ready. So flexibility will need to be put into your business practices. Problem solving or critical thinking, how logically one can think about solutions to different business problems, and then analytically thinking about the environment in which your businesses are operating or the problems that we are trying to address is something going to be crucial. And as in the digital age the transparency improves, people would need better negotiation skills and better leadership skills and better empathy, so that you can influence people who are actually aligned to the mission of your organization and hold on to them and ensure that people are able to deliver their best, and you're able to retain best of the talents and attrition rates are lowered, and you're able to convince your customers of the product that you are being serving. So uh, going by the skill set of industry 4, we do understand that broadly managers will have to be very comfortable with the data so that they can be very objective with the decisions they are taking. They will have to be very proficient in certain types of skills to move ahead in their career ladder, and then they will have to be very people centric. So these are some of the key skill set that going forward industry would require. And how do we gain these skill sets? So data being a data driven manager is something that is only possible when you understand data, or you can get your hands dirty on data and see if you can manipulate data or make sense of it. Otherwise these are just numbers. So I think one of the key skill that the digital age would require you to do is get very comfortable with numbers. And talking about the new set of jobs or the new inequalities coming up, the inequalities across nations, across social classes can only be built can only be bridged by rebridging or rebridging the education gap. So we would need people with better STEM education, and people who are of the STEM education will be at a slightly could be at a slightly difficult end. But I think understanding data, understanding analytics are the future of jobs. So while as we go forward, technology is likely to replace about 47% of traditional jobs, there are going to be new jobs that are going to be created, and these jobs are going to be very data centric and very technology driven. So when you are if you're already in the workforce, what that would mean for you is to upskill yourself, because whatever traditional practices one would have learned would need to be upskilled in the digital world. So be it picking up a new tech skill or be it picking up a new data skill, that is something that one would have to do. and then specializing in these new skills. That will be a prerequisite. So here at Great Learning, recognizing the needs of industry 4, we have actually curated a program for the future manager, where wherein we provide you with a toolkit of skills and knowledge and a template to process informations to insights, so that you can win the challenges of industry 4 or the digital age very, very successfully. We've provided you with a platform where you can learn and network with best of the industry experts. So, in our curriculum, we will stick to the basics of management foundation, where you will actually learn about the very traditional management practices. Because, as we've discussed, these traditional management practices are here to stay, because they're going to decide the core success meter or the core stability meter of your business. So be it effective communication, managing your organization, managing your human resource, or looking at your advertising or marketing or finance in a more holistic way, or understanding the economic environment in which your businesses are going to operate, and then taking appropriate decisions. So that is what a sound management foundation would need, and this is something you can't do away with. But as we progress in the industry age, these strong management fundamentals or practices have to be blended with the skill set of the future industry. So, when we are talking about data driven industry, what you would need is, like, if you're on the marketing side of the things, then probably the nature of marketing in current times has totally evolved with your growth of the digital trajectory. So we've curated a course for you where your management foundation practices are going to stay, which are the basic core rules. And we offer specialization in two courses, could be data analytics, or could be your marketing management, which would be more digital in nature. And along with these two specializations, the operation management specialization is something that's going to stay. So Great Learnings has curated a course where you will be following the management foundations for 9 months, and in next 3 months you will be specializing either in the marketing side for the new age, or on the data analytics side. So, the unique feature that we offer at Great Learning is that this is not a very theoretical course, but since we have a lot of industry experts coming and teaching, you would actually learn tricks of the trade from the expert itself. And it's a very example oriented course, or very case study oriented course. So, by the end of the year, you would have done actually over 20 projects or 20 case studies, and we the course would definitely equip you to be a better manager. So if you are a working professional and looking at to advance your career in the digital age, I think this is the course for you. If you are if you've just completed your graduation and you are looking to further amass more knowledge, then this is the program for you, as this is in sync with the needs of the current scenario, with the current industry. So how the digital trajectory has advanced, and how the new ways of working and new ways of getting processes done is something that is coherently built in our case studies. So going forward, if you're wanting to future proof your career, this is Great Learnings is offering the executive PGPM program. If you're looking to move to a senior role from an individual or a micro contributor to a better managerial role, then this is a course for you. If you're looking for more people skills or being more effective or impactful leader, then of course this is a course for you. And if you're looking to specialize or gain expertise in one of the skills that is required in the digital age, this course would definitely fill the gaps. And if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, or starting a startup of your own, or you've loaned out from the Atmanirbhar initiative, or you're an SME, then as entrepreneur, this will definitely help you uh, get to your businesses better, and grow your businesses in a better format. So, speaking of our batch size, our batches, we ensure that our batch size is limited to 50 to 60 in one particular session. But these batches are highly diverse. We have professionals from across industries and across educational backgrounds, right from your people who've done their BTechs, or they've done their regular BA, BCA, or some are even MBAs or MTechs, or if we talk about the industry background, people who are coming from, we have about 40% people coming from IT sector, people from manufacturing. We have people from automobile services or banking services, consulting services. So there is a good mix of student profile that we get. On top of that, in terms of experience level also, you will get a very diverse peer group, where you will see people from 0 to 2 years of experience to 15 plus years of experience. Now what this ensures is that with such a diverse batch size, you're able to learn from each other's perspective. So we do hold discussion forums where you're able to interchange thoughts, and you're able to network and grow. Besides, Great Learning is also offering you mentorship or career services to know that, how to prepare for interviews, how to get your CVs ready, or how to navigate forward in your career trajectory. So that is something also that people who are enrolling and taking up this course and completing it successfully would be getting through. So. That's about the skill set that a manager would require in the digital age, and about the program that the Great Learning is offering to fill the skill gap that exists. So if you have further questions and queries, either you can write to us at executiveprograms@greatlearnings.in, or I think we still have time, we can take up some questions. So just let me see. I think there are few. Let me see if there are few questions here. So this is the I think our streaming video, and let me see if I can get hands to some questions. Um, so no active chat as of now. Okay. So there is a question by Aniket. They're asking what kind of content industry people are looking for. So the content generation, if you're talking about marketing per se, so Aniket, this question is kind of very broad ended. It is very industry specific, that for which industry are you trying to make content. If you're trying to make content for say a tech magazine, or you're trying to make content for a news channel, so your content requirements would depend on industry to industry, and your content has to be very consumer centric. So depending on the needs of the consumer that you are serving, your content would have to be designed accordingly. Yeah, let me see if there are more questions. Okay, I think that's it for any further queries. And if you guys are interested in joining the course, please do write to us at executiveprograms@greatlearnings.in. Looking forward to see you in the course. Thank you. So there is another question. Somebody is asking us that what are the marketing skills you are going to be teaching. So when we are talking about specific marketing skills, we will learn about that how in the digital age how you can leverage data or the consumer footprint to actually collace and understand that what is the consumer need. So probably when we are talking about marketing in the digital age, at the heart of digital marketing is your search engines. So just take an example. Let's say that you've just made a search of, you want to buy shoes, and in this pandemic you really can't go out and you think of ordering shoes online. So you go to Google and you type in that buy shoes, and let's say you're staying in Bangalore, you say buy shoes in Bangalore, and then there will be a set of options that keep coming. You can buy shoes on Amazon, you can buy shoes on say Mintra, and there are so many portals that you come across. But then what might happen is you've closed and probably you've not actually bought the shoe, or you've bought the shoe, but when you go on a social media site, probably let's say you are surfing Facebook or you're surfing Instagram, or probably let's say that you're on some you're watching some video on YouTube, then you see some kind of small ads coming up. Now, how are these ads coming up? And those ads inherently are very specific to the need that you wanted to shop for. So if you were looking for shoes, then probably in your Facebook feed you see a lot of advertisements coming from shoes. So how does all that happen? So that is a part of your digital marketing that one of the specialization in the course will be handling. And then marketing is not only about advertising, but actually also understanding the consumer that you will be dealing with, or who is the target consumer. So recognizing where your target consumer is, and then trying to pitch your product to that particular consumer. So probably looking at the digital footprint of the consumer, you may be able to understand the preferences of the consumer. And then probably at the end of it, there's some kind of analytics or data modeling going on, where you're actually collating the data of the consumer, and based on the data you're doing some kind of predictions whether this consumer is actually going to need your product or not need your product, and then deciding. And if you're talking about marketing, so the way your if you go to a supermarket, the way your supermarket is set up, or how you're placing products in the supermarket, is also a part of actually the customer experience. So how well you're able to deliver that is very much a part of the course. So should you be placing bread and butter is generally consumed together. So, should you be placing bread with butter, or should you be placing breads and bakeries on a different shelf, and butter and jams and all the preserves on a different shelves? So, this is some kind of intelligence, that would require, one can understand. So, if we know that what has been the behavior of the consumer in the supermarket, you will be able to design your stores better. So that is also a part of marketing. So these are very small cases, but once you come on board to the program, we are going to deal with full such cases. Yeah, let me see, there are more questions. Oh, so there is a question by Miss Mukherjee. Yeah, you if you have over 8 years of experience in banking and financial sector, so this is definitely the course for you. So if you really want to get to a senior managerial role, the course is going to definitely provide you with the skill set. Yeah, Arijit is asking, do if Great Learnings will facilitate your transition from a technical role to a managerial role? Yes, we do offer career services, and I think that is very much possible. Yes. Oh, definitely. Mayank, thanks for the question. He's asking if somebody's starting out their career, how should they be preparing for the jobs? And I think the key point is that you must upskill yourself and be ready for the future jobs. So even if you are somebody who has recently graduated and facing a tough time during pandemic, but then I think recession of 2008, I remember graduating then, completing my masters then, very difficult times to find a job. I remember Lehman Brothers placing 24 PPOs, and then suddenly after a month you are not allowed to sit in placements and those PPOs vanish. And pandemic has been an equally challenging time. So if you are a fresh graduate and uh, you could be facing challenges, then probably I would seriously recommend upskilling yourself and be future ready. And great learning is there to assist you in a smooth job market transition. Oh, so yeah, very interesting question. So I have a question on, so Nikita has asked a question if there are digital marketing jobs in Maharashtra specifically. So, Nikita, as we go forward and, in industry for jobs, you won't see very location specific jobs. Companies are going to be cherry picking the top talent as per their requirement and recruiting those. So whether you are in Maharashtra, whether you are in Kashmir, if you or you are in Chhattisgarh, but if you have a working internet connection and your network is there, then I don't think so there should be any barriers for companies to recruit you. And speaking of which, we do see that governments are doing their bit to advance the digital trajectory. But as we go forward, we also understand that currently the digital footprint for our country may be very low. So effectively, people who can use technology at ease with the required devices and networks still is very low in India at about 15%. And so yeah, there is a long way to go for entire workforce to become digitalized. But yeah, that's the way forward. The governments are undertaking a lot of great infrastructure projects, and we I don't think so there should be any problem in doing job from wherever you want to do your job, if it is a digital job. So I don't see more questions coming up. Yeah. So please free feel to reach us out for any further questions. Okay, there is a question. Should I go for an online platform or should I go for a college or a traditional MBA college? What's the difference? So future of work is going to be online, and if you're able to get the learning experience online, in my individual capacity, I feel that um, you will find it very easy to navigate with technology. So people who have actually graduated in yesteryears, there is some kind of still anxiety to use the technology and maneuver the technology. But I think if you learn something online, that tech skills automatically get built in, and technology may not be very intimidating then. And going forward, if you're looking for a traditional MBA from a school, of course, you build in connects, you network with people, but we here ensure that you get to network on our platform as well. And the plus point could be the return that you get on the MBA fee you pay. If you're actually going for a regular MBA school, probably you'll be shelling out anywhere between 5 lakhs to say 30 lakhs or maybe upward. But here we get you the best of the faculty We get you the best of the experts and at a pocket friendly price. And if you're somebody coming with experience, be prepared to get a salary hike of about 45% after you complete the course. So that is the median salary hike we've seen this course has delivered. So, and even if you're a fresher, I think in this excuse me, and even if you're a fresher, I think in these challenging times, it's great to pick up something online. So you inherently pick up the digital skills, you get to know how to interact with the technology, and how to work apart. And that is something which not a traditional business school is going to be doing, because going forward we will be working in silos. So probably the anxieties that one could have working with technology or working from in a complete silo could be you could be better prepared for that in future. So I think a way forward is definitely digital. And if you do this course, the benefit of this course is that we offer flip classes so that you can learn at your own pace, at your own time. And you can if you're a working professional, it will not hinder with your work commitments. So that is one very big plus of online courses. Let me see, there are some more questions streaming in. Oh, what skill sets? If you are a number cruncher, then I think if you want to get into finance, I think that's a great thing. And all the requisite skills, specifically looking at data or doing some kind of risk analysis, or understanding your consumer base, or understanding the economic environment within which your financial decisions are going to be aligned. That is something the course is going to provide you. Yes. Um, any more questions? Are there any more questions? Okay, let me actually just flash the email again. So please feel free to reach out. Okay, I think I've missed the slide. Sorry about that. Yeah. So please feel free to write to us for any program related questions. Looking forward to see you on our in our classes. So if there are no questions, okay, so no more questions as of now. So, okay, great. Then we'll close the session here, and looking forward to see you as a part of Great Learning Initiative. Thank you. Yes, so there is a question. Yeah, Ravisha. Yeah, so there's a question by Ravisha. Yeah, so, okay. Okay, so I am not getting the name. There's a question, somebody is asking, if you're a senior executive, will you be providing career guidance? If you're senior executive, it'll be great to have you on board. We'll get to learn so much from you. And of course, if you need any kind of career assistance, we'll be providing. Yes. Okay, I think that's about it. Let me close the session now. Thank you.